Good evening and welcome to Feel Good Talk Love 101. I'm your host, Charles Brakely, along with the co-host of Love 101, my man Naeem Najib, and my brother from another, Kensu. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing this morning? Well, I said, I'm sorry, this evening. Lord have mercy. I don't know what's going on with me, but this
marathon shows. That's why we're doing so many shows.
But see, I threw that in just to wake y'all up. See that? Y'all on point, y'all ready. I was just testing the waters right there. So there you go. We'll say that.
Yes,
so
sir.
How y'all doing today? Everybody good?
Excellent. Yes.
That's all right. Cool. Hey, before we get started, we just want to give a shout out to our sponsor, the A Game. So I'm going to play this commercial and then we'll be right back with Feel Good Talk Love 101. And that is the A Game, great for vitality, energy, libido. I have about maybe 3 samples left, so give me a call, 302-723-2836, 302-723-2836 to get your free sample of the A Game. So, again, how's everyone doing out there? Everybody good?
Yes, I'm good. How you doing, Kensu?
I'm good.
Awesome. Yeah. Hey, Nai, what are we getting into tonight, brother? I know it's something juicy, something great. So, I know you got something for us. Let's have it.
It's about what everybody wants to talk about. Y'all are gonna make it great. I'm getting a little bit of feedback on my end, so
yeah, we're gonna go on mute for you, brother.
I appreciate it. Before we get into the open-ended conversation, let's have a conversation about love. Talk about Love 101. What is Love 101? Love 101 is the fundamentals of love, the basics, the principles, the universal principles, not what you think, what you feel, what you heard, what your cousin or your uncle back in the day used to say, is what it is and what it's not. So want to open up the conversation to say that you don't have to believe, accept, or welcome anything that we're going to say or share here. Everyone is welcome to share their ideas and their insights. My purpose of sharing this is to give you a foundation in which to approach all your relationships from, not just romantic, not just sexual, not just relatives, not just colleagues, coworkers, everyone, including yourself. So without further ado, let's go to the 5 principles of love and fear, which is the facts of love and fear. So on the love side, it's about a healthy relationship. What is a healthy relationship based on? These 5 key principles are easy to remember, and it spells out facts. F for freedom, A for appreciation, C for communication, T for trust, S for clarity, S for sincerity. And you also got clarity and truth in there too. It's quite simple, and a relationship that has any one of these things has all of them. That's why it's universal. It's not like you can have appreciation without sincerity or communication without trust, meaning clear, honest communication. Talking about truth, not lies, right? So would you like to read the fear side, Kensu, the side that what a toxic relationship is based on?
Sure. A toxic relationship is based on fear or force, attack, abuse or anger, conflict or confusion, trauma or triggers, separation or shame or suspicion.
Thank you. Any one of those 5 stand out to you more than others, Kensu? Like one that hits you harder when you hear about toxic relationships and fear?
Fear, force,
Okay, how? Why?
Like, because fear is used as a tool and or a weapon, from a lot of the things that I've seen and or experienced. And that's what stood out to me the most. That it's a big tool that people use to either intimidate someone into reacting the way they want them to. It could be any type of situation. It could be any type of relationship, like you were saying, Naeem. And for that purpose, to get whatever it is that they want, they'll even if it's some validation or acknowledgement or something like that, they'll use some type of tactic that's based in some form of fear.
That's a good point. And it's interesting you brought up validation, because a lot of times people think that a relationship is about being validated. But if you're in a loving, healthy relationship, do you need validation? Or is that something that you already are secure in yourself? Do you need somebody else to validate you, to tell you something about yourself, to make you believe that, oh yeah, I actually am deserving of love because you said so? Rather, I'm deserving of love because I am deserving of love, just like everyone else, right? So it's interesting. People look for validation outside of themselves, and the outcome will be consistent. You'll get hurt thinking that, someone else has to validate you, because it's not just the validation, it's validate me in the way that I want to be validated, right? And that could show up in a lot of different ways. Oh, I want you to spend a certain amount of time with me, or respond to me in a certain way at a certain time, or look at me and listen to me and say back what I'm saying in your own words. Well, all these, and if in someone can have a different way of expressing appreciation. Maybe they may sit there silently and listen to what you're saying, like, oh, but you didn't nod your head, you didn't say, oh yes, I hear you, you didn't repeat anything back, so you must not be listening, you must not care. And maybe their way of listening is just to be silent and listen. How do you know unless you ask them, instead of projecting your insecurities and your expectations for how they should be doing, how they should be communicating? Everybody communicates the way they communicate, but the content, the principle behind communication is that it's honest, it's loving, it's with a mindset of appreciation, it's clear, right? There's not confusion involved, there's no conflict involved. And someone else brought up something about conflict, because we can't be naive. I used to hear people say naive in the background. I'm like, what are you talking about? They'd be like, don't be naive. I'm like, who's calling my name? Like, no, it sounds similar from a faraway place. But anyway, you can't be so naive and to think that we're not going to have conflict in situations, even if it's just a scheduling conflict. But how about, what's the purpose of love when conflict comes up? Resolution, right? We have a conflict. Now, can we have a resolution? Can we create a resolution? And that's what communication is about. Communication is about solutions and resolutions. And you want to go to the comments real quick, Chuck B?
Yes, sir. We got one comment out there so far. And it's from my man Taymu Garrett. He says, yo, good brothers, it's Taymu checking in all the way from Florida. What's up, Taymu? Thanks for tuning in, brother. Appreciate your support. Also want to give a shout out to Dominique Harris, Breon Nichols, and my main man, William Dickerson. What's going on, fellas? Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate this, and we appreciate that. And we got my man, Will, says, brothers, what's going on, Will? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. That's the Feel Good Talk family. And, hey, man, the thing that stands out to me the most, too, on that side is the anger and abuse. Really abuse, because people get abuse confused. They think abuse is only like physical, when a lot of times, is more so a lot of mental anguish as well. So again, that sticks out to me a lot, because a lot of people, just assume that you're talking physical, when mental does more harm than the physical, because you can always heal physically, but mentally, let me back up. You can always heal from the abuse if you get out soon enough, as far as physical is concerned. But as far as the mental abuse, that sticks with you for a while. So
You're right, especially if you keep revisiting it. Can you show the screen again?
Huh?
Can you share my screen again, please?
Yep.
Thank you. So yeah, that anger, abuse, attack, and it's all of that's attack. Anger is attack, abuse is attack, and like you said, it's not just physical. Speaking of which, I want to introduce us to a lesson called the 5 Levels of Creation, and it's part of the course on the course on purifying toxic relationships, and this is the 5 levels of creation. So, what are they? Often, we only notice toxic behavior and abuse when it's already far along, meaning when it's already happened, after the fact, after the attack. In this lesson, we're going to show you how to stop toxic behavior and abuse before it even happens, and not the toxic behavior in other people. No, no, no. That's impossible. You're going to learn how to stop the toxicity and abusive tendencies in yourself. If you haven't noticed already, this course is about controlling the toxic behavior and abuse in you, not other people. This course was created to help you learn how to identify toxic relationships and abuse cycles. So you stop abusing yourself, abusing your relationships, and you stop using your relationships to abuse yourself. Your relationships and other people, that's important. Using your relationships and other people to abuse yourself. I want to stop there and just give a little example. How about this? You're in a burning building. It's burning. It's not burning. It's not, the fire is not getting put out. And you stay there and you get burned. Surprising, not surprising. And now let's say you say, oh, well, I got to get out of here. And so you get out. Somebody's like, get out of that building. Like, no, all my stuff is in here. It's so valuable. All my precious possessions and treasures are here. It's like, yeah, but the building's burning down. It might collapse on you. You might die from smoke inhalation. You might pass out. You might burn to death. And so let's say you eventually listen to reason. You run out. And the building's still burning. But you're like, oh, but I gotta get my stuff. I know. I don't think everything's gonna burn down. Maybe it'll be okay for just another night. So you run back in there to spend some more time. Here's the question: is the fire burning you, or are you using the fire to burn yourself? Right? Because the fire is gonna do what the fire is gonna do. But if you clearly see that this is a heated situation, and you choose to run back into it, who's burning you? You're using the fire to burn yourself. Just like if someone took a lighter and put it under their hand, they're burning themselves. They're just using the fire to do it. Same thing in abusive relationships. You say you don't receive verbal abuse, yet you sit up there and have somebody talking all crazy to you, then you are using that person to verbally abuse yourself. Like, I would never say that stuff to anyone or to myself, yet you allow someone else to say it to you. And so you're using them to abuse yourself. And this is where boundaries come into play. So back to the lesson at hand. If you haven't noticed already, this course is not about controlling toxic. We've said that already. So to better understand and to do that, you must learn about the 5 levels of creation. So what are they? So you got level number 1 is the mental level. That is your thoughts and what you're thinking. And it's expressed in how you think, either with love or with fear. Second level, emotional, meaning thoughts turn to feelings. Mental turns to emotional. You think about something long enough, it becomes a feeling. And your emotions is what you're feeling. It's expressed with how you feel. And it's either a loving or fearful feeling. So a feeling like happiness, that comes out of love. Feeling like misery, that comes out of fear. Feeling like innocence, love. Guilty, fear. Trust, love. Distrust, suspicion, fear, right? So then we go to energetic, and this is your intent, and it's what you put your attention to. It's your energy and emotional intent. What is that? That's what you're projecting and extending, what you feel. Because remember, feelings turn into your energetic, your energy. You know, like, oh, the energy shifted in here. It's because somebody's really putting a lot of focus into this feeling. It's a focus and intent, projecting it or extending what you feel onto yourself and others. And then you have number 4 that becomes verbal, which is not always out loud, but it starts as self-talk, and then it goes to talk, like out talking to someone else. So it's your inner dialogue, and then it's what you say to others, the stories and things you tell yourself and others. And lastly, it's physical, or the acts. It's your behavior and your actions, what you do to yourself and to others. It's your behavior. And this is what you're talking about, Charles. Before it gets here, you got all these other levels that get skipped because we only think about the physical and the verbal level. But guess what? Everything starts in the mind, or the thought or mental level. That includes healthy relationship dynamics and toxic, abusive relationship dynamics. You've been taught to ignore the first 3 levels of creation as unimportant, meaning the mental level, which you're thinking, the emotion level, number 2, and number 3, the energetic level. You've been conditioned only to identify the last 2 levels as abuse, the verbal level and physical level. Why is that? Because those last 2 levels represent something you can see and hear. You can point it out clearly to everyone and say, look, that person was being verbally abusive. I recorded all the horrible things they said. I can play you the recording, right? That's obvious. But what about the first 3 levels? Can you record a feeling? Can you photograph someone's intent? Can you examine their thoughts under a microscope? No, no, and no. And further, can you even know for sure what someone's thinking? No. What they're feeling? No. What their true intentions are? No. You cannot know for sure. You can only know this information here about one person on earth at all times. Who is that? Yourself. Which is why the goal is not for you to change or regulate anyone's behavior, anyone else's behavior. The goal is for you to become aware of and correct the toxic tendency and abusive patterns in yourself. Since I'm here, I'm putting in the other word, anyone else's behavior. Starting with your thinking. Trying to stop abuse when it's already at the behavior or physical level is like putting your hand up to stop a bullet that was fired at you. It's too late. Damage has been done. Here's a graphic example to help you visualize the creation process. In this example, the levels of creation will be played out using a gun with the intent to kill. Will you read this one, Charles? You open to that?
Yes, sir. I had to get myself off of mute. Level 1 is mental. You think about shooting someone for whatever reason. Step 2 is emotional. You feel strongly that you will shoot them. 3, you feel energetic, which is intent. You load your gun with bullets while projecting your murderous feelings onto them. 4 is verbal. You tell yourself and them that you're going to shoot them. And last but not least, 5 is physical. When you see them, you aim and squeeze the trigger. Wow.
Does that make it more clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Sometimes we need something in order to put these abstract concepts onto something tangible and concrete to say, okay, well, it didn't start with just shooting someone. You had to think about it. You had to get a gun, get bullets, it had to happen in a series of steps that aren't all seen just at the act or the verbal conflict. That's why there's different charges for murder. There's like 1st degree, 2nd degree, 3rd degree, negligent, like manslaughter and all sorts of things. Because if you just ran somebody over with your car by mistake, it's different than saying, posting on social media, I'm gonna run so-and-so over with my car when I see him. And then you do it, right? That's a different level of intent, right? So, but you can't visualize an intent necessarily. It's something that happens internally from the emotional and the mental level. But if you did post on social media that I'm gonna do this, then that's clearly demonstrating intent, and that's why it would carry a more severe charge. So just wanted to let's ask this question, and this is for everyone, for you to think about. And anyone has any questions or comments, please let me know. Please write it in the comments. And we're going to be offering this course starting next week for those of you who want to learn how to purify your toxic relationships. And we all have them, okay? Even if it's just with ourselves, we all have them. And the purpose of this course is to reveal those toxic patterns to you, those thought patterns, emotional, energetic, verbal, physical, right? It's to recognize them before they get down to that verbal, physical level. But here's a thought experiment I want everybody to think about. And this is going to be a lot of questions, and it'll have you think, because my goal is to help you think a little differently about things. So the question is, when did the attack start? And I'm asking, so anybody, if y'all on mute, Charles or Kensu, answer if you feel like it. So did it start when you physically squeezed the trigger? Did it start when you verbally threatened their life? When did the attack start? What did it start? When you loaded the gun with the intent to kill? Is that when it started?
No, I started when you were in the process of thinking about doing what you were doing. So I don't know. Let me see the steps one more time.
No, it's going to get better. I'm going to get better. I just want to, you gave it all the way right there, but I'm just asking a yes or no question. When did it start? Did it start then? And we're going to explore these questions in a critical question in the next lesson. And this is the question: when did the attack start? Not just that gun thing, but any attack, a verbal attack, somebody grabs somebody, pushes somebody, blocks the door, whatever. When did it start? This lesson is all about learning where the attack or abuse is born. Once you learn the truth about where attack really starts, you can't unlearn it. You will be able to recognize and release attack from yourself before it ever escalates to a level where someone else is affected by it. Isn't that something that everybody would want? Like, you don't have to get that far in it, right? Let's create a more interactive scenario to drive this lesson home. At the end of the scenario, there will be some critical questions for you to answer. And this is what I would like Kensu and Charles and anyone else. I know there's a delay, but please give feedback if you feel moved to. So here's a scenario. Someone comes to you and tells you the following story. And I got to use my crazy voice when I'm telling crazy stories. So story time.
Hey guys, I think my partner's up to no good when they go out because they don't tell me where they're going. I start feeling insecure. I get suspicious of them. I feel like they hide something from me. I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I told myself I would confront them about it. Last time we tried to go out, I confronted them. And guess what? I asked them where they were going. They said, it was none of my business. Can you believe that, Chuck? So I got angry. I told them I wouldn't let them leave till they told me where they were going. And guess what they did, Kensu? They tried to leave. And I blocked the door, naturally, and they pushed past me. So, of course, I grabbed their arm, and there was a struggle, but eventually they broke free and they left. So.
Got it? Now you're up. Get out your mental magnifying glass. All right, because on the next page, we got some critical questions for you to answer about that story. You are a truth detective, and your mission is to deduce the correct answers to the questions based on the knowledge you've gained so far. And trust me, the knowledge you have is enough. You're also going to need a pen for this one. Well, everybody listening, you won't. But when you have the book, you will. Ready? Turn the page. So critical questions time. It's just yes or no. So y'all can come off and mute when you want to answer. So first critical question. Was there attack and abuse present in that scenario that I just shared?
Yes, sir.
All right. So here's the question. Main critical question. When did the attack start? Let's break it down stage by stage. Did the attack start when they grabbed their partner's arm? Yes or no?
Well, that is an attack, but
did it start then?
No.
Did it start when they blocked the door?
I got to see where it started at because you got all these.
All right. I'm gonna just ask. I'm gonna keep asking. Did it start when they verbally threatened them? By the end of this, you'll get it. Did it start when they decided to confront them? Did it start when they started projecting their insecure feelings and suspicions onto them? Did it start when they started feeling insecure and suspicious? What do you think?
It started as a suspicion.
Yeah, there you go.
Did it start here?
Yeah.
Look, listen, watch this. This is a feeling. This is projecting. This is a decision to confront them, which is more intent. This is verbally threatening them. This is physically, put that in there, physically block the door. Now let's go back. The 5 levels start at number 1, the thoughts, right? And so they're actions, their talk, their intent, their emotions, that's still not where it started, right? Because look what the first word says. I think my partner is up to no good, right? I started feeling insecure, right? I mean,
I think my partner's up to no good, guys. Started feeling insecure about that. I'm suspicious now.
right? Now that's different. Now, can we go on mute? I hear a little feedback. So now this part, just follow along with this. I just want to see what we have to, how it progresses. So if you answered yes to any of the questions up in here, because these are trick questions, guess what? You'd be absolutely wrong every time. Meaning, no, it didn't start when they grabbed. No, it didn't start when they blocked the door. No, it didn't start verbally. No, it didn't start when they decided to confront them. No, it didn't start when they projected their feelings. And no, it didn't start when they started feeling insecure and suspicious. Why? Because the attack started long before any words were spoken or physical contact was made. When did the attack start? The attack started in their mind. Like you said in the beginning, Charles, it started in the mind. We started thinking that way about them. Now, how did it start? It started when they got the thought in their head that their partner owed them an explanation as to where they were going. Will you continue reading, Kinsu? Can you see it well enough to read?
Why is that thought an attack? Because that thought was born in fear. How do we know? Because insecurity and suspicion can only come from fearful thinking, not love-based thinking. Check the FACTS of love, facts of love and fear in the previous lesson. You might be thinking, but it was just a thought. How can you attack someone with a thought? Easily. You do it every day to the same person. Who? You. That's who. You attack yourself when you think with fear. And fear leads where? Nowhere. Loving, nowhere healthy, that's for sure. You may not act on every fearful thought you have, but physical action is still 4 levels removed from the thought level. You would not condone or tolerate abusive behavior on your part by saying you could not help it. So why should you tolerate abusive thinking? You shouldn't. Truth principle. What you do comes from what you think, which means if you want to change your actions, what should you change first? Your mind. This lesson is about 5 levels of creation, with the main critical being, when does the attack abuse start?
Thank you, Kinsu. Let's go to some comments then. I'm sure we have some, and I'll come back to this.
Fatima says, hey guys, what's going on, Fatima? Thanks for tuning in.
What's going on?
And she was asking a few of the questions too, Naeem. She said yes, no. Let's see. She said yes. She said no. She said confront. And then she says maybe before that day. Okay.
Thank you.
Then she also says why have to be why have to be a woman and insecure? Men act like that too. I guess you talking about your voice when you use that voice.
That's my crazy voice.
Yeah,
don't take it personally. Men have high voices too, but I can't use my voice when I speak crazy.
Right.
I'll trick myself when I listen. I'm like, why am I talking craziness? So it's a gender non-specific insanity, because insanity doesn't exist, and insecurity in men and women. So I make it a point not to target or focus on a gender or non-gender or whatever. I focus on the truth, which is everybody has insecure feelings. Everybody has insecure thoughts. Everybody has that fear, attack, conflict, trauma, separation.
But when I talk crazy, Fatima, I gotta talk like this because else I'm gonna trick myself and feel crazy.
I gotta talk like that. So if you feel like it's a woman, I mean, again, that's not my intent. But yeah. Okay,
and also, she says also yes in their mind, and they became defensive towards their partner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Fatima. Appreciate that. And thanks for everybody out there that's communicating. And Fatima says to Naeem, okay.
And HT Lovejoy in the studio says thoughts turn to things. The 4 T's. Thoughts turn to things.
Yeah.
All right. And anything else anybody want to share before I go back into it? Oh, can you share my?
Let me see. She has a smiley face there, laughing face, but you can't see it on there. But all right, I'm gonna share your screen again, buddy. Here we go. There you go.
But you were saying, Charles, you were gonna say something.
No, I'll say I'm gonna share your screen again. There you go.
Okay. So this I'm gonna run through because it seems drawn out, but it has to be because we don't often look at attack this way, and we need to if we're gonna start doing better for ourselves and our relationships. And we won't like that part Kim Sue read. You would not tolerate abusive behavior on your part by saying you could not help it. So why should you tolerate abusive thinking? So if I just went up to you, Kim Sue, and just punched you in the face. Oh, I'm sorry, my hand just jumped out and punched you. I didn't mean to do that. That was just my hand. You wouldn't tolerate it. Nobody would tolerate that. It'd still be assault. Mm-hmm. But if I said I was gonna, so the act, physical act, that's 4 levels removed, right? Look back at this. The physical attack, that's number 5. If I say, Kim Sue, I'm gonna punch you, that's still 3 levels removed. If I thinking to myself, man, I really don't like Kim Sue, I'm gonna punch him, that's still 2 levels removed. If I'm feeling one day, man, I feel like I want to punch Kim Sue, that's still a level removed. But if I start thinking that thought out of fear, like I don't like him, I want to hurt him, that's where it started. It started at the thought level, because you can't get to the physical without the thought and all the rest of these. And it can happen in a split second. Someone can go from not feeling loving to suddenly getting a fearful thought, and then the next second they're attacking someone, right? Out of fear. It can happen very quickly, or it can be a buildup over hours and days and weeks. Like when someone plans an attack, like you planning to rob a bank and something. That's intent. You had drawn out the plans and everything. It's not just, I want to withdraw $50 from my account. While I'm at it, you know what? Hand all the money out of the safe. Give me all the money, by the way. While I'm here, just give it. Like, sir, are you robbing the bank? Now that you think of it, yeah, hand it over. Just hand it over while you're at it. So it don't really happen like that, right? But that's what I mean. There's intent there, and that could be either right in the spur of the moment, a very spontaneous crime or attack of passion or of opportunity, or it could be building up for days, weeks, months, years. You don't know. So we know that it's out of fear, though. So we wouldn't say, oh, it's okay to just go up and punch somebody. Oh, my hand just punches people. I don't know. My hand has a mind of its own. It doesn't like your face. I'm sorry. Like, people can't control their dogs, and the dog is going crazy. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't control. But if the dog ends up biting someone, that person's responsible, right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, continuing. So we read that. Now we're going to talk about this on the scenario version. So number 1, the mind creates thoughts. Thoughts are either coming from a loving, a healthy place, or from a toxic, fearful place. So where were their thoughts coming from in that example? Their thoughts were coming from a fearful, attacking place. Mm-hmm. They attack themselves by thinking their partner is up to no good. Right. Number 2, thoughts create feelings. Their fearful thoughts created fearful feelings, which were suspicious and insecure. They were insecure and suspicious, right? And those feelings hurt them, not their partner. So number 3, feelings create energy or intent. By focusing on and believing in those feelings, those fearful feelings made their energy toxic. They projected their own self-generated suspicions and insecure feelings onto their partner. Now the energy created words, inner and outer dialogue. So first they told themselves a story about their partner, which wasn't true. And then they decided they will confront their partner about it. Then they actually verbally confronted them. Then they issued a threat verbally. They said, I'm not going to let you leave till you tell me where you're going. Now, this is where you have been taught to start noticing abuse, right? When it is directed outward at someone else. But again, this is 3 levels late in the game. it never has to get this far, y'all. Simply take responsibility for your thoughts and feelings, and we'll get to that later. Number 5, words create action on the physical level. It's what you do. So their first abusive action was to block the door, right? Do you know that legally, if you stop somebody from walking down the sidewalk, or you just block them, like, you know, people who are trying to get you to fill out a survey or whatnot, if you actually block someone's progress, you know what that is technically called?
What's that?
Kidnapping.
Wow.
Kidnapping. It's called kidnapping. Even if it's just for 2 seconds, you blocking somebody who you don't have no business with, but she's like, sir, wait, let me tell you something, you know, harassing somebody on the street is technically, if you were charged with it legally, which most people, you know, like, not going to really go that far unless it escalates, but it's a kidnapping charge. So, again, so when someone blocks the door, they're surrounding and kidnapping you for that moment, because they are blocking your means of egress. When you have the right to leave, it's not a prison cell, right? It's not your CO and all that. You can leave. And if they're stopping you from leaving, it doesn't mean someone's holding you back. They're blocking the door and also issuing threats. Then that's kidnapping.
Right.
Legally. All right. Now the next abusive action was what? To grab their partner's arm when they tried to leave. And check this out. You can always control your actions. There's no excuse for not controlling yourself. If you don't take responsibility for your actions or control your actions, it's simply because you didn't want to and you weren't willing to. Clear? That's it. So when did the attack start? We're going to expose the truth behind this critical question. Now, also, we're going to see if we can create a different outcome to that scenario using honest questions to create new possibilities. Please follow along in the next page. Are you feeling brave enough to read this, Charles? Or you want me to read it?
Oh, I got it, brother. You doing brave. You know that.
All right.
Clarity questions on the critical question. When did the attack start? Did the attack start on themselves? Start when they thought they had a right to know where their partner was going? Yes. Did the attack start when they thought they had the right to control or question their partner's movements? Yes. Did the attack start when they thought that what their partner was doing without them had anything at all to do with them? Yes. Could that be why they started to feel insecure and suspicious? Yes. Could that be why they projected their insecurity and suspicion onto their partner? Yes. Are their insecurities and suspicions 100% made up in their mind, self-generated? Yes. Could they have seen the situation of their partner in another way, a loving way perhaps? Yes. Could they have remembered the truth? Love is freedom, and that they and their partner are both free? Yes. Could they have remembered that they don't own their partner and their presence is a gift? Yes. Would it be more likely that they would have felt appreciation for their partner rather than insecurity and suspicion if they remembered that truth? Yes. Could they have then extended that feeling of appreciation to their partner in their heart and filled the space without loving energy rather than confrontational fear energy? Yes. Could they have then offered their partner appreciation, safe travels, and maybe even a hug instead of blocking the doorway or forcefully grabbing them? Yes. Makes sense now. Yes. There you go. Yes, it does. You want me to keep going or what? You're on mute, Naeem.
Oh, yeah. No, I just wanted to see if that made sense to everybody and go back to the conversation, see what you and Kansu had to say, what everybody has to say in the back.
Yeah, everything makes sense to me. And we got some comments too whenever you're ready. Just let me know.
I'm ready.
All right, let's get it. Let's see.
I'll read the comments since you read all of that.
Oh, yes. There you go.
So for Fatima or Fatima, please let me know how to say your name. Said that so weird how we all
Fatima.
express.
Yeah.
Okay, Fatima. So weird how we all express our insecurities differently. This scenario has happened, and I've been on both sides of it at different ages in my life. As I matured, I was able to recognize when my insecurities were leading me. Thank you for saying that, because that's what we want to see is the truth, that we've all been on both sides of some kind of abusive behavior or words, or if not just intent, thoughts, and energy, and feelings. And we've all been there, and you're not alone in that, Fatima. So thank you for sharing that. And do we have another one? Recently, I was able to openly, honestly express my fears in a healthy way. No yelling, no cursing, no hitting, no acting out, just a conversation. And it went well. Amazing how that is that is the goal, right? To be able to have conflict resolution, not just conflict. And that you were able to do that says a lot about your decision to take responsibility for your actions, words, energy, feelings, and thoughts. So thank you. And Jamila says, fear is an ugly emotion. Yes, it is. It doesn't photograph well. It doesn't come out well in any scenario. No script that it's ever written has had a happy ending. Everybody. No production it's ever starred in has won any kind of awards or done anything except break your heart. So
yeah,
try not to star in it or even be a supporting player in those productions.
And Naeem, I just want to go back to what you said as far as when it when you could tell once the the person that's being abused, you could see that resonate from their energy. You could see it in their eyes and everything, man. Like I remember talking to this one young lady one time, and I could tell that you just got that look. Like they're very worried about someone talking to them, and they're looking. Just that look is like you could just tell. And it's sad, like that people put themselves or allow themselves to be put in those situations. I know sometimes it's easier said than done as far as get out of the situation, because like you said, it starts in the mental, with the mental aspect, and then from that point, that's the level, is one of the levels, you know what I'm saying, and then like I said, it resonate from the soul. So again, I see it not a lot, but I mean I see it enough where you could just feel that energy from that person. So
yeah,
I had to throw that out there.
Appreciate it. Yeah. And it's true. Energy, we do give and receive energy all the time. It's either coming from a loving or fearful place, and we can detect it. Energy carries information, and human beings are antennas for energy, just giving and receiving, just like animals are. That's why animals could tell if you're afraid of them or if you're not bothered. They act differently accordingly. Kensu, any thoughts so far?
I agree. That's all in a nutshell. I'm taking it all in. Like fears is something that I do my best to go in the opposite direction. It comes up. You just gotta recognize it. Like you say, Naeem, this is a call of love.
That's right. Call for love. Calling for that love, right? And let's look at it like this. So I'm going to share my screen again, because what you said about call for love is important. So if you can share my screen, I'm going to go back to here and talk about. So fear is a call for love, right? And just like force is a call for freedom, abuse, anger is a call for appreciation. Conflict and confusion is a call for communication and clarity, resolution, right? Trauma and triggers is a call for trust and truth. Separation, shame, suspicion is a call for sincerity, innocence. So instead of looking at, oh, I'm triggered right now, you're just having a call for truth and trust and feeling safe. A call for love, because this is all love here, right? That's what you're calling for. That's what we have. Just like Fatima says, weird how we express our insecurities differently. Like, yeah, some people they won't cry, or they won't say anything, or they'll be very, some people will be very loud. Some people will be very argumentative, very confrontational. Some people will be very non-confrontational. But confrontational and non-confrontational is just as harmful if it's done out of fear. If you're confronting just to confront, meaning conflict just to have conflict, that's not healthy. If you're avoiding conflict just because, oh no, I don't want to be involved, no, but someone's crossing your boundaries, and you're not correcting that, you're not confronting it and say, hey, stop, I don't want to be treated like that, I don't want to be talked to. Oh no, just let them treat me or say whatever because I don't want any problem, I don't want any smoke. Like, no, there's conflict happens, it's going to happen. Okay. Imagine you're I'm just say it as if it's a different person, because I'm sure some of us do our own cleaning, but imagine your cleaning person came in and they were like, it's called non-confrontation cleaning service. And then they came in and you're like, all right, so I want you to clean up this kitchen, this mess. Oh no, we can't. I don't want to mess up that mess. It's just sitting there minding its business. I don't want to do that. Or could you clean the bathroom? Oh, that dirt is just sitting all around the rim of the tub, and I don't want to mess with it. I want no problems. Right. I don't want to interrupt the flow of the dirt. Right. If you're gonna purify something, you have to target the dirt, and you gotta deal with it directly. You might even get your gloves on, your cleaning products, your sponges and brushes, and be like, I'm coming for your, you know what, right? The dirt's like, no, but the person is like, oh no, it's all right, just let it chill. I mean, I know there's other ecosystems growing on that and stuff, and the trash is just really stinking and taking up space, but I don't want to disturb whatever's growing in there.
Right.
Non-confrontational. I'm not a confrontational person. I mean, I don't think it wants to be just live and let live. No. Do not live and let live when something that's not supposed to be living with you is living with you.
Right.
Like the thought of fear, of attack, of insecurity, of anger is living in your mind. You got to target it and be like, you know what? I see you. I see you. I hear you. You're talking crazy right now. You're trying to make me feel like I'm crazy. You're trying to get me to distrust someone I know I trust. You're trying to get me to fear someone I know I love. Trying to get me to separate from someone I know I join with and that I appreciate, and get me to take for granted people that I appreciate. No, I see you and I'm not affected. Matter of fact, you want me to take them for granted? I'm going to send them a text right now. I appreciate you. Thank you for being in my life. Send what? What you going to do? What's up now? Oh, you want to talk crap about somebody, how I shouldn't trust them? You know what? I trust you with my life. If it's true, I trust you so much. Send what? What now? Drop the bomb, drop the, just drop all the purity all over this relationship, because all of that other stuff, if you let it simmer and cook and brew and, just percolate, it's going to turn into a whole nother creature that is, as Jamila said, ugly. So.
Yes, sir. And we do got some comments out there, so I'm gonna jump on those right now since we do. Fatima says, it does not look good, and she's talking about the ugly emotions. And Sky, darling, what's going on, Sky? Thanks for tuning in, sweetie. She says, hello, fam. And she also says, please share this broadcast, and others will feel good to know what is Love 101. Exactly. Thank you, Sky. I appreciate that. Sky is always on here promoting. We definitely appreciate her. So appreciate everybody. That's tuning in. Definitely.
Don't forget about Dr. Feel Good over there. That's you.
Yo, man, I keep forgetting that's my name, man. I forget. That's my new name now, I guess. I was given that. So I guess I got to wear it since you wearing Dr. Love,
Yeah.
And we got some another comment out there. We got Matthews. What's going on, brother? Regis. He says, I think this emotion of fear should not be a force in decision making, but should merely be an alarm to be on point to make decision that would eliminate it from the relative situation or scenario, if that makes sense.
Well, thank you, Matthias. That does make sense, because like Kensu was saying, it's a call for love. If I'm feeling suspicion right now,
right,
that should alarm me or alert me that I should be feeling trust, right? And it doesn't mean my suspicion is justified. You can make yourself feel suspicious about anything. What was that sound? Oh, that was, somebody knocking on the door. Oh, but maybe they're coming to rob the place. You just invite somebody to come over a few minutes ago. I don't know. Maybe they coming to rob the place. Like you can feel suspicious. You can make yourself feel suspicious about whatever. Doesn't mean it's justified in a fact or in the truth. And the question is, how does it feel to feel suspicious about somebody? Does it feel good? It doesn't feel good. And so I'm not saying be cautious and don't be cautious and don't take care of yourself. I'm like, but you can be cautious, aware, and take care of yourself without being suspicious and paranoid. You can. If there's something you're just not okay with, like letting somebody in your house or whatever, just don't let them in. Have your boundaries. And that's what this course talks about too, boundaries.
Okay.
So,
and Scott Darling says, Dr. Feelgood. Okay, now, hey, yeah, I guess that's it for. Well, on this show, I'm Dr. Feelgood. Okay, we'll go with that. All right, thank you. And she says, love it. So thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. So thanks for all the comments out there. We definitely appreciate it. Yeah, man, some good stuff. There's some good stuff, Naeem. Thanks, man.
I can go all day long. Y'all
I know you can, brother. You know, I know you can. So you ain't gotta tell me. I already know. So
so we're gonna stop it here. Can we do our commercial outro and then come back and wrap everything
Yes, sir. We're gonna wrap it all up, but we're gonna give our commercial break. And again, this is the A Game. Check it out. All right, and that is the A Game. I have 2 samples left. I had 3 earlier. I had 2. So give me a call, 302-723-2836. Again, 302-723-2836. I'm sorry, let me start. 302-723-2836 to get your free sample of the A Game. Again, we had 3 samples. We're down to 2. So let's go if you want it. And I just wanted to let everybody know where they can find us at. They can find us on LinkedIn at Feel Good Talk, Facebook at Feel Good Talk, YouTube at FGT Mind, Body, Soul, and Business, and Instagram at Feel.GoodTalk. And you can also email us at feelgoodtalk113@gmail.com. And I'd just like to let everyone know about the shows that we do have here at Feel Good Talk. And we do have live shows. Again, as you know, we have the Feel Good Talk Love 101. That's tonight, which is Wednesdays at 7 p.m. My man Naeem Najib, my man Kensu, and myself. We also have Let's Talk About It. That's tomorrow night at 7 p.m. with Kendra Moore and Izzy Meditates. They got a special guest tomorrow, so check them out. We got Williams World on Fridays at 6 p.m. Will, he always have great topics on there, so we'll definitely see us this week at 6 p.m. So definitely tune in to Williams World. Jamila J's Girl Talk is on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is on Sunday, and she's coming all the way from Cali, so check her out. We also have Give Me Some Sugar, Baking with Steven on Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. He's coming all the way from Arizona. All right, so check him out. He's always got something delicious he's baking. And these are the pre-recorded shows we do have. We have Mindfulness Mondays with Izzy Meditates Monday at 9 a.m. We have Words from the Heart with Shayna Gourdine on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. We have More Life with Essential Oils on Wednesdays at 9 a.m. And we have on Saturdays, this is for the kids, Cassandra's Corner, Saturday at 10 a.m. She's either interviewing young entrepreneurs or doing arts and crafts or reading a book. She has a lot in store for the kids. So definitely check her out. So those are the different programmings that we do have here at Feel Good Talk. It's something for everybody. So definitely check us out. Naeem done disappeared. Okay, there he is right there. He tried to throw me off on my game. I'll be trying to read that stuff and I see a head move over here. I see the chair move. I'm like, whoa.
It's keeping you mentally focused. That's all.
right, I see what you trying to do. All right. Oh man, and we do got some comments. Let's see what we got left over. We got 5 comments. It says, okay, here we go. Scott Dolan said that is the dopest commercial spot ever. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it. I'm pretty sure you're talking about the A game. So definitely thank you. Dreddy Gale says, as always, appreciate you both doing this. It is very helpful to have what you created with the different levels of creation. It is clearly stated in your clarity chart. As they say, first you have to recognize and identify the problem before you can address it and hopefully heal. Thanks. Hey, thanks to you, Dreddy Gale. Thanks for tuning in. We definitely appreciate you. Awesome comment. Scott Darling says the A gang check out Dr. Phil. Okay, the A gang check out Dr. Feel Good. Yes, you want to feel good, definitely take the A game. This is for men only, by the way. I just gonna let everybody, it's for men only. Like I said, hopefully we'll get something for the women because they definitely, need this, need that, because I'm telling you, it's an awesome product. Jamila J. Choice says a great show, Dr. Love, and feeling good. All right, thank you, Jamila. Appreciate you. And Scott Dunn said the Love Doctor is funny. Talking about your antics that you were doing while I was trying to read off the programming. And Dr. Feelgood, who's the other king? Hey, that's my man Kensu. What's going on? Hey, Kensu, let the people know who you are, man. They just asked about you and they want to know exactly who you are. So, just give them a little briefing of who you are, your name, where you from. It's like, nah, just let them know who you are.
I'm Kensu. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm actually from Brownsville. See, I got my Texas shirt on, But yeah, and I'm a personal trainer. I do crystals, as far as like wire wrapping every so often, that type of thing. I make organites, and I'm into fitness, so that's my main reason for being a personal trainer. So check me out. I'm on Instagram under Shadowhand Archer Fitness because I do archery as well. I don't know if anybody know. I don't know if y'all see.
No, nobody knows. That's why we ask. You're like, I do archery too. We all know that, but no, we don't. Who does archery? Like, who would know that? So yes,
I see the bow in the background.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Hey, I ain't gonna lie though, Naeem, I do have a bow now, so you got a little something in common.
I'm also licensed to do the thing. I'm like, how would anybody know unless you talk about it? Like, come on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, my bad. I guess I ain't really talk about it. I've been doing that since 2014.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, so it's been about almost 8 years.
Awesome.
I've been practicing. I practice all the time. So
awesome, brother.
That's something I'm into.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, there you have it, Scott Darling. That is Kensu. So check him out. He gave you his Instagram page and everything. So check him out.
Dr. Orgon.
There you go.
Kensu the Crystal Magician is
okay.
Instagram handle for crystals, a little metaphysical stuff on there. And then, Shadowhand Archer Fitness is my Instagram handle for my personal training.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, brother. Definitely appreciate that.
We have to put that in the plug next time, so we'll do that.
Yeah, we got you. Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely check out because Kensu will be on with us. So, he's a part of the crew now as far as Feel Good Talk Love 101. So definitely check him out. He'll be here with us. Me and Dr. Love. So
the Love Doctor, and then it's Dr. Feel Good.
Oh, I messed it all up. Yeah, Dr.
I know you mess up your name, but mine, I started getting used to
it. Hey man, it is what it is.
Yeah, well, thank you, Dr. Feel Good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Well, anything else anybody want to share before we go?
Now, again, I'd just like to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. Appreciate y'all. Definitely love the response that we got. And we do have one more comment. This is royalty status for sure. Hey, definitely. Thank you. Sky, I appreciate that. So Sky, she's tuning all the way from Boston too, just to let y'all know. So
Okay. Thanks
yeah,
for tuning in, Scott.
I don't. Yes, indeed. So man, like always, great information, man. I love the program that you have and that you came up with. So I'm definitely looking forward to the class, definitely. So, and maybe you could tell them about the class where they can find your books and stuff like this, because again,
Yeah.
everything that we talk about on here is written by Naeem Najib. This is his work, so definitely show the man some love.
All right. So yeah, Amazon.com, all my stuff is up there. You can reach me at naeemnajib.com. And this is going to be an online interactive course that you can sign up, take, and use to purify the toxic relationships in your life. Not just romantic relationships, by the way. Any relationships, because the type of abuse we deal with is a subtle abuse that pervades all types of relationships, not just romantic. So it's available starting this week, this end of this week, next week. So thanks for listening.
All right, cool. Got anything, Kensu, before we get out of here?
Like I said, I'm here,
All right, cool. All right, Naeem. Hey, awesome show, Kensu. Awesome show, Naeem. Hold on, we got one more comment. Scott Dolan says, "The Love Doctor, I have your book and it's very helpful."
Thank you, Sky. I wonder which book.
Yeah, which book is it? Which book is it, Scott? We'll wait for that answer for a second. But again, man, awesome conversation. And I always learn something new every time I get on here. I even wrote down, what we talked about today: the mental aspect, the emotional, energetic, verbal, and physical. See, got it already.
All right.
I'm learning.
Paying attention.
Yeah, got to. Oh, she says, she got a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
CULT.
Yes,
Control, unloving, lies, and trauma. That's what the cult is about. And this course actually will show you how you've been in the cult too, and how the trauma and the control and lies and all that stuff that's been perpetrated in relationships on a regular basis. So this is I would say the cult book would be a good additional book to have with this course on toxic relationships, because a cult is an abusive relationship, and we don't have to name any names,
right, and
say what cult, what this, what that. It's a relationship that's built on abuse and control. That's the bottom line. And a cult can be as small as, guess how many people? 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yep. All right. And she says, yes, King. So she gave you a shout out. And hey, man, this was an awesome conversation again. This is Feel Good Talk Love 101. I'm your host, Charles Breakley, along with my man Naeem Najib, along with my man Kensu. Catch us every Wednesday here at 7 p.m. right here on Feel Good Talk, Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. So we'll catch y'all next week, same time. Peace.